Unaona debate yenyewe nimekelea. Naomba nasema tu ni asante yenyewe kutoka huko.
Welcome to Bosco Boys. My name is Father Chege Erastus Nduati. I am a priest in the Catholic congregation, the Salesians of Don Bosco, currently serving as the director of Bosco Boys Home, a project that takes care of children in need, particularly boys from the streets. In Bosco Boys, our life begins in the streets, whereby we rescue boys from the streets, we rehabilitate them, we educate them, and we integrate them into the society and with their families. We start by making contact in the streets, and we measure particularly in the age between 8 years old to 17 years old. That is the age that we deal with. And in rescuing them in the streets, we ourselves go to the streets to rescue them by starting with making contact with them, befriending them, coming to know them, talking with them to know those who are willing and not willing, because we only take those who are willing. In the streets, we then receive or invite those who are willing, and we have in our center there at Ngara area, at Kariwa Slum, where we gather them at the day of, and the days before, and the day of rescue. So there we talk with them, we make them understand what we intend to do. We then invite them, those who are willing, to join us. Practically we check those who are willing to study, those who are willing to change their behavior. In the streets there are all sorts of behavior. Some have been introduced into drugs, some have been introduced into behavior that is not acceptable in the society. And so to unlearn those behaviors, they have to be very much willing, because when we receive them into our rehabilitation, we don't use medication or things to force them. So we so much capitalize on their willingness. So after them accepting to join us, so we ferry them from the street all the way up to our center where we do rehabilitation. That is located at Langata Road, next to Karen Hospital. That is where we have Bosco Boys Langata, our Savio Center, the stage 1 of rehabilitation and of being into Bosco Boys. At that stage, a boy has to decide to remain. A stage that we offer them their basic needs: food, clothing, shelter, and also a health facility or services. And we also do home tracing. So we do this by talking with the boy. We believe what they say. At first, many of them, they have cheated us their names. They have labeled themselves names which actually do not exist, or just because they needed to survive in the streets. And so by more of befriending and staying with them, they open up. When they trust us, they open up and they tell us their true details about their names, about where they come from, and even phone numbers where we can contact them. And that is from where we pick and then talk with them, tell them we are now going to trace your home. We also wait to see whether they are willing or not willing, whether if the situation at home hasn't been so nice, some of them will tell you they don't even want to go home, or they even hide and they say they don't know their home at all. With the time, at least in a period of 1 month, they have already told us where they come from. And so we make our journey, the social worker goes, and even some of our staff, even myself, many times I have gone, to go and know where this boy comes from. They come from all parts of Kenya. These days we are getting a lot from Western and Kisumu, those areas. So we go, get to know the family, We take the details that we can find, documents and other information that concerns the boy, which helps us now to have the proper recording. In this process, we don't do alone because we are always in contact with the ministry through the children officers as well as police who help us in all that concerns, especially the legal matters. After getting their details is where we are able to process properly their committals or committal orders, and then the procedure continues. So going to their homes for home tracing is not always a pleasant experience. Sometimes it is a very magical come home experience between the boy and the family. Some other situations we have found families which are not willing to even receive them. But all the same, we normally look at what the child is comfortable with. If the boy wants to remain at home, we integrate them there and then. If they say they want to remain with us and learn, then we take time. But we keep now, after establishing the home, the family and the relatives or the guardians, we start now interacting with them to help in accompanying this boy and the process we are doing of transforming this boy. Our motto is here to be transformed. And the transformation is not only in terms of studies, it is holistic. In our rehabilitation program, we do also a holistic formation. We make it a home where he feels loved, cared for, provided for. We offer them spiritual nourishment. A church, they have to attend Mass every morning. They have to pray. We don't convert them, but we introduce them to the prayer and the spiritual life. Then we also offer them playground. Playground is very key for us because these boys are energetic. They need to exercise. They need to release their energy. And also playground becomes also a place for interaction. This is where the true self comes out. And in this also, we use it as a time to teach them discipline. Because if somebody loves football, he has to be disciplined. He has to follow the rules of football for him to enjoy the game. So this is how we introduce them to various sports activities that helps them interact with each other, interact with the staff, interact with all of us, so that we now form, or it becomes now that holistic home. And then we also reintroduce them to school. Remember, boys in the streets, they have been in school at a certain particular time. Not all of them, but they have reached a certain stage, maybe they stopped studying. So we offer them that opportunity by reintroducing them, trying to check how much he knows, how much he doesn't know. This is what comes later to help us when we have to place them into school. Our rehabilitation process takes from 3 months to 3 years, but it can be as less as 3 months or 6 months or even 1 year or 2 years, because we look at the possibility and the growth and the maturity that the boy has gained. If the boy has made a step to grow, then we promote him to the next level. The next level is the school, which is located at Kuwinda, where we now place that child into the school. Whatever class he can fit in. Those who are above 15 years old, we place them into technical orientation because most of the times they are not able to fit in any of the classes. Or maybe they have outgrown in size, or maybe they are not even able to comprehend most of the things in the classroom. And that is how we offer them technical orientation, where we give them carpentry, welding, plumbing, and masonry. And we also give them an opportunity to learn some bit of mechanic and electrical. And then with that, after 6 months to 1 year, they can then choose which course they want to partake. Here in the school, the process of rehabilitation continues. That is, the person is not fully rehabilitated within 3 months. It is a lifelong process. So the staff that are in the school here, they know or they take it as part of the rehabilitation process, and so they keep journeying with the children to help them catch up. It has been a tough job because many of them sometimes they feel like giving up, especially when the pressure of studies come. But still, with the atmosphere we offer them, they are able to continue. This is one project, whether it is rehabilitation or it is a school, we are one thing. So we understand the children well, and so we help them cope up and change and grow. During this process, the family is involved, and so when they're in the school and it is a time for holidays, we encourage them to go to their homes. Where however difficult it is, we encourage the parents come and pick, because the transformation and the complete formation of a child cannot be achieved by us only. The family has to be involved, because eventually at the end of it, the families are the ones who will receive these children back to their home. In our school here, we offer them from preparatory, PP1 up to class 8, and we follow the normal government syllabus or ministry. And through these, we try as much as possible, because they have lost a lot, we try as much as possible to give them more opportunity to learn more, to catch up, and to believe they can. One of the secrets in the transformation is when a boy believes that he can do something, that becomes a touch point, because he starts believing in himself and he grows. We have boys who have finished primary school here, then we exit them from the program. That is, we offer them a chance to go to secondary school and technical school as well. And those who make it, they also go to universities. When they are in secondary school, their parents are following them from home, or their relatives, so they don't stay anymore with us. Apart from very, very few cases that we keep following them at a close. We don't have a program where a child has to stay with us the rest of his life. We have boys and girls who join our primary school, also from the surrounding slums and community around us. And so this helps us to integrate our children, so they don't think that they are so special since they come from the street, but actually they interact with the children who have been in their normal and regular, ordinary program of their life to learn and understand in the school. And in our primary school, we have up to 250 at this year. We have a capacity of carrying up to 360. We have both boarding and day school. Day school is for those who are coming from around, and those from the streets are the only one who are allowed to board, boys only, in the dormitories. And in this program, we offer them these opportunities. So we introduce programs that are helping them to grow and to learn and to live fully, giving them a safer environment from where they had come from. During our program, also in the school here, as well as rehabilitation, we introduce them to activities that can nurture their talents, starting from sports activities, going to clubs such as singing, acting, playing music. We introduce them to brass band. We give them an opportunity to learn guitar, keyboard, as well as giving them an opportunity where they have to showcase, dance and sing, and they enjoy it. So with that, it helps them to grow, as well as to learn new skills and also nurture their talents as much as possible. Bosco Boys has benefited as many as more than 3,000 boys and girls in this process. Many of them have finished primary school, many of them have finished secondary school, many of them have finished university and colleges, as well as technical school, and they are placed in different places. They are all over in the country doing various kind of jobs. We partner with very many people who can help us. Friends and well-wishers are the ones who help us run this project. Our children are not able to afford all that we offer, and so we depend highly on well-wishers and people who are willing. We also try to produce something or sustain ourselves we have a workshop that, apart from using it for training the boys, we also produce some furnitures and fabric materials that can be sold to attract some profit. We also have some vegetable garden where we involve the children, as well as produce fresh milk and eggs for children and pork. And these also supplements our needs in the center. And we also look for ways in which our boys can get exposed as much as possible. We do depend so much on the funding from people, whether in the country or outside the country, whether locals, people who give us as in kind or in cash, people who give us services. We have volunteers who volunteer to come and help us, to teach, to stay with the children, people who come whether short term or long term, people who come donating to us some kilo of unga, packet of biscuit, cooking oil, firewood, and all these things are the ones which have helped us be what we are. We are grateful to God because we have come this far, and we are continuing, and we shall continue because we want to help as much as possible. We want to transform not only these boys, but the whole society. We want to make a society that every boy feels accepted, every child feels accepted, every girl feels accepted. Thank you very much. Welcome to Bosco Boys once again. Join us in helping these children. Join us in saving lives. Join us in rescuing boys from the streets.